showed you, and I'm joined today by Zoe Gibbs, photographer. Today our topic is looking at wedding cakes and the toppers on wedding cakes, and also some centerpieces that you might want. So Zoe, welcome. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, thank you.
Good. From your experience as a wedding photographer, what sort of trends are you now seeing with wedding cakes?
So far this year, there's been quite a few cake toppers as replicas of themselves, which I think is quite cool.
That's cute, yeah.
A cute touch.
Yeah.
The other thing is naked cakes are still really in.
Maybe we should explain what a naked cake
Yes,
is.
of course.
Basically, it's normally a sponge cake that hasn't been iced or decorated in a traditional way, but you might have flowers or some sort of embellishment on it and things like that. They're normally found at vintage or rustic weddings, aren't they? So,
usually barn type weddings.
Yeah,
and,
so that's nice. That's a nice touch. Anything else that you might want to share with the viewers?
Well, there's been quite a few differences lately. I know fruitcake is not really in anymore.
No.
But it really depends on the couple, I find.
Yeah.
It really depends on the wedding.
I think cake makers would agree. Obviously, it's as personal as buying a wedding outfit, really, isn't it? It's up to you to decide on the design of the cake, whether you want a square or circular one, or even off-centre now, rustic type one. And now there's so many different designs. It's not like back in the olden days where you just had like a 2 or 3 tier white iced cake. So many phenomenal things out there.
Yeah, flowers, all sorts of colours, everything.
Ruffles and things
Ribbons.
like that. Yeah, it's beautiful. And obviously the size of the cake is important depending on how many guests you're going to have.
Yes.
I noticed that you were at a wedding that you photographed, and it was a 2-tier cake, and that was the one you were referring to with the couple.
Yes, that was lovely. That was a fruit cake actually,
right.
but it's more popular with the older couples because it's more traditional. But I find that the younger couples tend to have a mixture. Sometimes they'll have one tier that's a Victoria sponge or Madeira, and then other will be chocolate, maybe a little bit of fruit cake for some people, grandmas and granddads, that kind of thing. But fruitcake doesn't tend to be as popular anymore.
No, there's all different ones as well, isn't there? Carrot and lemon
Oh yes,
as well.
carrot, lemon, cheese, like actual cheese.
I know, I love those. I think they're so lovely, and they decorate them in grapes and fruit and things like that. But I also saw on Pinterest things like pies. People have like big pies stacked as tiers. So if you didn't want a traditional sort of cake, you could have that kind of thing as well. But so many phenomenal designs. I was watching yesterday a lady make a cake. And she put sequins around the base, actual edible sequins, and then spent literally hours painting them in gold edible paint. So,
it's amazing what cake makers can do.
Yeah, and metallics are very popular now, aren't they?
And
Have you seen quite a few of those over the past
years?
No,
not recently.
Right.
It's been more quite traditional cakes at the moment, I would say.
Yeah.
But with just like kind of like flowers and things like that, and buttercream in a very creative way.
Yeah.
But I'm sure metallic is going to be more in.
I think so.
This
Yeah,
year,
I think it's very popular. Maybe more of a winter thing. It's very rich and classic, isn't it?
Yes.
So, but when you've gone to venues and you've seen obviously the wedding cake position, it's a big focal point as a photographer.
Oh yes.
Are there any tips for where a bride and groom should ask their cake to be placed?
Well, venues are usually pretty good with it, but I would say, depending on the venue, near a window is good because it just lights up the cake. It looks beautiful.
So it's better for you as a photographer.
A lot better. Or under a spotlight, that kind of thing. Try not to put it in the dingy, kind of dark areas of the room where the windows are away from it. It doesn't really matter, but they are the best places to put it.
Have you ever sort of seen any disasters when it's come to wedding cakes? Because obviously, we know it happens, and we don't want it to happen on people's wedding days, but...
I have seen one or two. When the cake is not professionally made, it's made by a friend or part of the family, which is great, but if it's not made properly, the cake will start to sink in hot weather, and where there has been a time before where we've had to get a mock cutting of the cake in before the meal because the cake started to sink, it is such a shame. So it's one of those things I don't think you should cut corners on.
Definitely. I mean, with all these different designs as well, you really need an expert person to design the flowers and the way it's positioned, especially the sort of cascading flowers or butterflies or birds, and the different ways that the tiers are positioned these days. So Also, I read also a blog from a cake maker that if you have buttercream and you put it under very strong light, obviously that can either harden or melt. So that's another thing you might want to consider.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So maybe discuss with the people where you're going to have your reception as to where your cake's going to be positioned. And
yes, definitely. Yeah.
Another thing, as a wedding planner, we're always told that brides and grooms should go with various pictures of the cakes that they find, they like, and then obviously discuss it with their cake maker as to what can be done.
Oh yes, exactly. I mean, cake makers are all different, but I think it's nice then to discuss and find a cake that's suited to you as well, make it more personal.
Definitely. Have you seen any themed cakes recently as a photographer? Because they're quite popular, aren't they?
I have seen a couple where it looks traditional on one side, and on the other side there is a superhero theme, which is quite cool for those weddings of couples that are a bit more fun, a bit non-traditional, but want to still be traditional, if that makes sense.
That's a great thing really about cakes these days. You don't have to be traditional if you don't want to. Anything goes. And there's lovely wood effects now for maybe a rustic wedding.
I haven't seen one of those in person,
no,
but I have seen they look really cool on Pinterest.
I know on Pinterest we have some on our site. But marble cakes as well, actually the marbling or the spray painting of the outside of the cake is beautiful.
Oh yeah, they look really stunning.
It must be a delight for you as a photographer to see unusual wedding cakes as well.
Oh definitely, and what always amazes me is the smell of the cake. Okay. Always smells amazing. Yeah. So
How about centerpieces? Because obviously that's something else that you can focus on as a photographer. Have you seen any sort of really beautiful ones recently?
I've seen recently kind of flowers in vases, that kind of thing, or more in like jugs, which is quite cool. Recently I've seen quite Disney themed ones, subtle Disney, so not in your face Disney, kind of just, it looks really pretty, and especially if you've got a lot of children at your wedding, it's a nice touch, and I'm a Disney fan myself.
Yeah,
so.
Very enchanting, I should imagine.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Zoe, for your time today. For more information about cakes, you can visit our wedding consultancy site, and also you can visit Pinterest, where you can add to that and see some of the cakes that we've discussed today. Thank you.